Now we should be live, setting up your webinar for Facebook Live. Although I assume that we are live.
It says live on Facebook. I think we are. I think you're right.
Can you see us? All right. I think we're there.
You are live. Woohoo, Christine.
Yay. Okay.
It's always good to know we're live.
Always good. And I was wondering, yes. Charlotte says we're live. We are live. Woo!
Hey, world.
Well, I am so excited tonight. I have my soul sister here, Lisa Winston. She is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. Did I say that enough times? Let's say it another time.
I love you. You are. Right back in.
And like me, she's an intuitive and a healer. So we are soul sisters. Mm-hmm. And she's gone through so many challenges, including breast cancer, losing her home to a wildfire. Oh my gosh. And she teaches how these challenges are sent to refine you and not define you. She's produced global summits with top influencers. She's been featured on national radio and podcasts and has a soon to be released book, Your Turning Point, which is due to come out in the fall very soon. Yeah. And Lisa co-hosts the Mindset Reset TV show with Robert Clancy, who you may recall was another guest on our Conversations of Peace. And that show is seen weekly by 500 million viewers. Woo! We got a celebrity. And her mission is to support people in connecting their inner guidance and love so they can shine.
Oh, yes, baby.
I'm so glad to have you here, Lisa. I just love your energy.
I am honored and blessed to be here with you. Thank you. I love yours. You know that.
It's mutual. So you've been going through a tough time. And I know I see you just posting these such beautiful posts on Facebook and, and just being so open and so vulnerable. Mm. So I just really want to just give you that because you're awesome.
Well, thank you. I just want people to know that we're all going through something. And, I want to be authentic and transparent as I'm going through it so they feel heard and accepted and they know it's okay that they're going through it too. So, yeah.
We all go through stuff and, and there's nothing wrong with going through stuff because we grow.
Oh boy.
Through the process. Yeah. We go deeper. Yeah. We get to connect with deeper parts of ourselves through loss. We were just talking about grief and loss. And Lisa just lost her mother. Yeah. So, her mother transitioned. She's still around. So
I was going to say, we found her. She's now on my Buddha daily. So I'm not kidding, people. No, I'm not kidding. She shows up as an orb and she comes with my mom. So anyway, she's doing fine.
I know. But, it's so interesting when people you love transition and they're there, they're communicating with you, they're showing you there in so many ways. So, and our broadcast you're going to be leading a peace meditation on Wednesday. Woo. Woo, I know, that's so exciting. So this is a conversation about peace. And, it's very difficult to find peace sometimes when you're going through the loss experience, when you're feeling so much grief and sadness because you've lost someone that you love on this spiritual level. I mean, on the physical level, that they're there. And very often, if you're very aware, you'll receive messages, you'll know that they're there. They'll show you in so many ways. I mean, I've experienced this and I know you have too.
Yeah, it's very amazing. It's amazing. It's
beautiful. So the question is Lisa, how do you find peace during the process?
Boy, that is such a great question. And, I can really speak into this just because of my experience with my mom. I took care of her for over 3 months and, and I came and I felt that I was spiritually ready and open and I got called the intuitive hit to come home and nobody knew she was dying at that moment. But it's interesting because when you start to care for somebody on a regular 24/7, really regular basis, it goes from, visiting into a lot of work. and also worrying about and knowing that they're going to transition. So you get into the moments of when you're just exhausted. There's exhaustion, there are family issues, everything just kind of explodes in that moment. And so I honestly have to tell you, there are days I did not have peace. I was not doing so well. I had to sleep more, take care of myself. But what I really teach it, and what I'd love for you guys to really feel into, because it's super easy to do, and I think it's one of the most important things we can do, is I teach and I really talk about present moment awareness. If you're not still, and if you're not present, and if you're not feeling into, and if you're not, connecting to the divine and listening and hearing and able to really fully be in that experience of the divine, your things are going to pull you away. They really are. And sometimes they do anyway, right, MarBeth? I mean,
oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's not always easy to be in that space of the divine. We get pulled out of it all the time. But the good thing is that we can just jump right back in again.
Right. Well, and that's why we have tools. And that's why I love teaching tools. And like, I'm sure you do too, is like, we live our tools. We don't just, use them once in a while. I literally live my tools. So if I'm in a place that's very difficult, a lot of times I love to go out back. My mom's house is beautiful grass and these trees and the birds. And I sit back there and I just really connect to the divine, look at the trees, and I stay in some gratitude. Has been so huge for me because it puts me into that space of the love vibration, which is the highest vibration. So anytime you're on that vibration of love, present moment awareness, connection to the divine, really connecting, to me, that is the most incredible feeling of peace that surpasses, as the Bible says, right, all understanding. It really is. It's a space that there's no name for. There's nothing like it on the planet. And so I try to go there regularly. It helps.
It's good for you because it's a huge difference.
Yeah, huge difference.
I like to step back and let spirit, God, source, whatever you want to call that amazing force that created us, let it lead the way.
Absolutely. Always. The other thing I want to say too is that, when I first started coaching, I started teaching authenticity because I did not know authentically who I was myself growing up at all. I was not comfortable in my own skin.
And we teach what we need to learn.
Right. Exactly. I love that. I know. Isn't that great? But the cool thing is that when you start to really love and accept yourself on a deep level, getting comfortable in your own skin, that really ripples out. And because other people are a reflection of you, you're accepting of others and others are accepting of you. So the other thing that's really cool, this just came to me, so I'm going to speak it right before we got on the call. And it was like, not at war with myself. When I'm not at war with myself, I'm not at war with anybody else. There's no war going on anywhere. It's all this peaceful movement, this flow. And I think that that's super important to become super connected to, comfortable with. And again, it's a process of knowing who you really are at a deep level, because again, that brings peace too. Anytime you have a knowing and acceptance, there's this expansion of love, this heart expansion. It really all leads to peace because there's nothing going on. You're not judging other people. They're not, judging you. It's this peaceful space.
So being completely present.
Yes, always. Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah. So I love that. But, and really being in flow and communication with the divine as well. I'm writing about that in my book right now. And as an intuitive, right, that we learn to communicate with ourselves, our inner guidance, our higher self. And all of that stuff is it's really getting to know who you are at the soul level. You're not a physical body. You're here having a physical experience, but you're so much more than that. And so often, we're so focused on the physical, but we forget about the soul space and the spirit space and the energetic space.
Sure.
So, right? So when you start to know who you really are at a deep level, that just brings so much.
What's really important, it's this physical body is transient, but as you're experiencing with your mom, the soul goes on, or like they said in Titanic,
it does.
Goes on. Yeah.
I love that. We should sing. No,
no, you don't want me to sing.
Yeah, it really does, and that's why even when we're talking about grief, I have moments like I was sharing with you before the call. yesterday, the auctioneer came and took all the furniture away. I'm literally sitting in my bedroom at my mom's, on 2 card tables, and I have a bed, but when I watched them take the stuff out, my sister and I both were standing there, and we just had a couple of moments where we just had to hold each other and cry, because it's like, the end of a chapter. Our parents' lives are basically just kind of disappearing before our eyes,
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit of a ride, but I really have a lot of peace, again, because I made peace with my mother. I was there loving her, and she was loving me, and I feel like we're totally complete. So I've really done much better this time around than I did with my dad. So
Good. I had that with my mom too. I was guided to move back to Florida.
That's right. Yeah.
And over the 3 years that we were back together, I watched everything heal, So it was really wonderful.
Yeah.
I felt very complete when she passed.
Now you had 3 years. I only had 3 months.
Yeah, but you did it. You got everything done.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, when this is what I love too. I want to share with everybody that's watching is, back in November, I got the intuitive hit that I was supposed to actually drive back east and be with my mom.
Right.
It didn't make any sense. And so I sold my furniture because I was told to. I did. I put everything in storage, got in the car, started driving across the country. And halfway across country, my sister called me and said, Mom was just diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, and she doesn't have long to live. And so even my sister was dumbfounded, So when you get to really have that communication going on, that's what creates peace, and ease and joy and flow. And you're always listening, and you're always getting those messages, and you're getting inspired action steps to take, and you take them. It's just this really easy journey, right? Step by step by step.
And it's very different from planning and trying to create something, because you can do that. We're powerful creators, but there's something, and I learned this from A Course in Miracles, is that when you are planning, you're actually creating a defense. You're creating, I don't feel safe here, so I'm going to plan this and this and this and this, and I'm going to move into this space. But when you can just release those defenses, I was talking about this before the meditation earlier today in the World Miracle Peace experiment, that when we let go of that defensiveness, and we allow ourselves to be open and vulnerable, and allow ourselves to be guided, knowing that we are one with Source, God, with Spirit, whatever you want to call it, knowing that oneness, knowing that you are guided, it. And that is so powerful.
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy, because we fall back into, our regular patterns, things that we've done, for years.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, but I mean, however, when we can do this and just open up and just say, yes, I'm letting go of my planning. I'm opening up to letting myself be led. Just how this peace experiment came into being. I just knew 2 weeks before I received that information that it was going to happen. And I was like, well, could you give me a little longer? No, we have 2 weeks. I'll get it together.
No time to drag your feet, right? You had to get on it. I love that. Yeah. Well, I love practicing also. And because I was talking to a friend, and I'm like, dang, I hate the fact that I'm always led to the extremes, because I'm also writing about that in my book as well. I really am. Extreme surrender has been one of my biggest lessons, losing everything in a house fire or wildfire in 10 minutes. I mean, my whole life was gone. My daughter's life was gone, and she lost 2 homes. So it's like, there's a point where even today, I'll just share it with you. I'm going through something that's very difficult, and I'm not getting clarity, and I'm not getting answers. I'm being led, but there are these moments, these pockets, where nothing's happening. And so as humans, we're like, oh, I want it to happen when I want it to happen. Why isn't it happening?
Right.
So I literally was outside in the sun. Yeah, exactly. And I was out in the sun, and I literally did this. I was like, first I had a conversation. I'm like, okay, I'm not real happy about this. Like, I'm obeying. I don't know what's happening. And finally I just had to take a really deep breath, and I got super present. And that's when I literally do this with my hands every time. I put them out and I go, okay, I surrender. extreme surrender. And the funny thing is that I've been doing the surrender process, but you can always go deeper with it. Because just when you think you're surrendering, you're still doing this to a certain degree, right?
Sure.
So again, peace and flow comes from going, okay, I'll do my part, but if my part's not happening, like you said, then you wait for the pieces to come and you trust. And that's really difficult.
Yes, you have to stay peaceful in the not knowing.
Yes.
We want to know, inquiring minds want to know. We want to know what's next.
I'm guilty too.
I know about you, but I hate being in uncertainty. I'm in a bit of uncertainty myself right now. And, it's not comfortable. It really isn't.
But what's funny about that, MarBeth? A lot of times we think that the unknown is going to be something bad. We have this condition, this conditioning that, oh my gosh, it's unknown, it's dark, it's scary. But it's like, what if the unknown was miraculous and magical and better than you could imagine? Then you would probably hang on and surrender and wait for those steps to get to wherever it is you're going, because you trusted that it was going to be for you. Life is happening for you, really, right?
Absolutely.
Not to you.
And I love to think that, God's got the perfect situation all lined up for me. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And that's really the place. And when you know that, and it's going to be better than I could even imagine.
Yes.
Whoa. You can just relax into that.
That is so true. Yeah. You just have to get over your wounding, and that comes up, and that's, you can clear that too. But again, it's this, you're just taking the baby steps, and you're literally walking with spirit, step by step by step. And we're like little children, So, it's a really powerful process, but you have to practice it. It doesn't just happen.
It doesn't just come. It does take some practice. I won't say work, but it does take focus and vigilance.
And commitment. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. And like you said, saying yes, my whole website is yes equals success, because I'm kind of a yes girl, now if it's not aligned, I'm not, but if it's aligned, if it feels aligned, like I know you do this too, then you say yes. And I've done this over the last year, especially. I've had so many synchronistic hits, and a lot of them made no sense. Like if somebody would have heard what I was doing, they'd be like, you are out of your mind. But I'm like,
the same thing happens to me.
I love that. Yeah, because you're so solid. It's like the roots of a tree, right? That you're supposed to go that direction. So, and again, I didn't get there overnight, but
oh, come on. I know it was just instant.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I have a magic pill. No, I'm kidding. So, these are all the things that create peace. And I know that you live like I do. And that is that once you get into this space, you hit bumps along the way. Everybody does, but you move out of them faster. And in those in between periods of the bumps, you have that peace, you have that inner peace and that joy and that grateful, attitude and all that stuff. It's really a miracle space. That's what I call the miracle space.
It is. It's totally. And, in our World Miracle Peace Experiment at worldpeaceexperiment.com, we actually we don't create it. We tap into it. That field of love and miracles it's just that place where we all blend together in a beautiful meditation that's guided, and it's just a beautiful field of love and peace and miracles. It is truly a miracle zone, because we're there on the spiritual level, and we're tapped into it. Yes. And when you can just feel my arms start to vibrate, feel the heat from the field. And it's just so beautiful. And then we just focus that energy. Right now we're focusing on the Middle East. Yes. And because I want to get statistics. I want to quantify what we're doing.
I love that.
So the first leg of the experiment, we got great statistics. The level of violence.
Did. I know. That is so juicy, right? Putting science behind it or whatever, stats.
And it's just 7 minutes a day. I mean, we might go a few minutes over, but 7 minutes a day. I mean, everybody can do that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And when one or more people come together
do it at the time of, and because in this unified field of consciousness, of awareness, of miracles, of love and peace and miracles, there's no time or space.
Right.
So people can tune into the meditations whenever, and the field is there. They tap into it. They experience the peace. They experience the love and the blessings as they are sharing it, because on that spiritual level, giving and receiving are the same thing. So how beautiful is that?
I love that. You know, what just came to mind to me was I had an experience. I have had a lot of weird experiences. I'm a little weird. Okay, let's just say
we're both a little weird.
That's why it looks so well. But it was like I have had a lot of experiences where I liken it to wrestling with God, where I've had symptoms or things come up that, you know, were scary and I didn't want to go to the hospital. I've had a lot of stuff. I literally remember one night when I was wrestling with God all night for hours and hours and hours, and I don't even know what I did. I just went into like a meditative state and I went somewhere. I remember literally being lifted above my body into the conscious stream, which was right above my head. And I wasn't like looking at it. I was literally a part of the conscious stream. I remember it. And when I woke up, probably 75 to 80% of the extreme heart symptoms that I was having that were really difficult, completely dissolved, completely healed.
Sure.
Now, when I tried to get back to that experience again, it didn't happen, but it was such a cool thing to know, you guys, that consciousness, if you can just get, like, when I look at that, I think about being in peace and in flow, that just a conscious flow.
It's exactly it. And I find that when I get into like concern about something physical,
Yes.
if I remind myself that I'm not a body,
thank you,
spirit,
yeah,
and I just focus on that, and everything shifts for me. You know, I move into a place of peace.
We're so much more.
Yeah, we're so much more. And how beautiful is that? So we're getting close to I know.
It goes so fast.
Because, well, I could talk with you for hours.
I could talk with you. We're going to do it again. I love that.
Well, maybe we will. So you have some very cool tools that you use. You have your present moment awareness meditation. You have a love expansion meditation that you're going to do on Wednesday.
Yes. I'm so excited. And it's, you know, it's something that was given to me years ago and I practiced it. And it really is about expanding your love. And I would just want to share with everybody, be on the call Wednesday, because not only, you know, we all need to band together and continue this wonderful, beautiful experiment and, you know, creating peace in the Middle East. But when you don't feel the love that you are, or you don't feel loving, with this expansion meditation, you'll be able to do it at home. It's super simple. You literally will be able to just start the process just by thinking about it and being in it, because you already are love.
I know. That's so beautiful. I know.
Yeah, you're already connecting to it. So yeah, so I'm excited. Yeah, really excited.
I'm so excited that you're going to be doing that. I'm definitely going to be watching.
You're so sweet. I love you. Thank you.
So everybody, this is the amazing Lisa Winston, and she will be leading our meditation, our 7-minute meditation at noon Eastern on Wednesday. So make sure you show up, because I know it's going to be amazing. And and join me tomorrow. I'll be leading the meditation tomorrow. I think. Yes, I am.
We'll be there.
All right. Thank you so much. This has really been wonderful, sweetie.
I so enjoy you. Thank you. Bye, everybody.